Yo, what up YouTube? Want to talk to you guys today about the Dr. Robert Morse Fab 4 kit. Right here in front of you we have the Stomach and Bowels Tonic number 3, ranges 1 through 5, Endocrine Balance, Lymphatic Tonic, and Kidneys and Bladder Formula. Alright, we're going to start with the Stomach and Bowels and why this is necessary in detoxification. And before that, this kit is important because it's designed to open up the main channels of elimination within the body and then also address the endocrine system, which is also called the glandular system, which are essentially the computers within your vessel that control and carry out all the functions. All right, so with the stomach and bowels, effects of improper diet on your colon. As you can see here, these are just some of the issues that one might experience with systemic acidosis, impacted waste, plaque within the colon. This is also a breeding ground for parasites. This is where most waste is harbored within the vessel. This is also called the large intestines. Here are some common problems: prolapse, pressure on the other organs, spasms, sigmoid, stricture, colitis is a very common one. That's essentially an inflamed colon. Alright, so when we detox, or I should say why we detox the colon, is to remove the 10 to 15 pounds, which is harbored in most people, of impacted waste, mucoid plaque, and parasites. The lymphatic system also dumps some of its waste into the colon for evacuation. Next page. All right, on to the endocrine system. Here are some of the glands, or actually all of the glands, that control the functions within the body. You've got the hypothalamus, you've got the thyroid, you've got the parathyroid, you've got the adrenals, you've got the testes or ovaries if you're a female. Pineal actually isn't a gland, it's an organ, because organs create chemicals and the pineal creates melatonin, serotonin. So the mainstream medical industry is lying to you by telling you that it is just a gland. It is much more than that. It is essentially your computer chip to experience this virtual reality. Pituitary, which is essentially like the master gland, or you could think of it as like the boss gland that controls all of the other glands except for the hypothalamus. Then there's the thymus, and then the pancreas. All right. And generally within people, there are major issues with the adrenals. They are so vitally important and they sit on top of the kidneys. And when the kidneys are no longer able to function, it suppresses the adrenals' ability to function as well. All right, on to the next system. Boom, we've got the great lymphatic system. And then just to go over a couple points, this can also be found in my other longer video pertaining just to the lymphatic system. But the lymphatic system is generally going to be where most of the acids are stored within the body. When one is experiencing inflammation, tumors, skin rashes, I mean, you name it, it's almost always going to be directly attributed to a stagnant lymphatic system. The lymphatic system directly filters through the kidneys, and when the kidneys are no longer able to filter acids, cellular wastes, proteins, fats, cholesterol used as a buffer, etc., then the body backs up and it takes these wastes and just recirculates them into the body. All right. So it is very, very important to get the lymph moving once the kidneys are filtering. And here is the kidneys and bladder. All right. Probably just take you over here. Here's what some of the examples are of kidneys when they begin to filter. You can see the sediment right here. I've experienced that many a times. I've even shown pictures. At one point in time, I actually urinated out an entire handful of, I don't know if they were worms or just strings of mucus, sediment. And then down here, you can even see like the high amounts of foam, which is usually indicated by too much protein within the diet. So yeah, there's a rundown of the systems. And to talk a little bit more about them, home back in on these formulas here. Anytime one is using these herbs, it is always going to be ancillary to the food that they're putting into their body. Not only the physical foods, but the mental foods, such as thoughts as well. A diet consisting of fruits, vegetables, maybe fruit juicing is going to be very complementary to these herbs. I practice the Mucusless Diet Healing System, so I usually tell people that I'm working with to stay into like a raw mucusless phase, which is going to be, for example, maybe fruits throughout the day and then maybe a raw salad at night. And if they aren't experiencing detox, they can take it to a deeper level by just incorporating the fruit, or maybe even take it a step farther, which is the farthest I've taken it, is doing the entire Fab 4 kit while juice fasting. But the biggest variation of levels is going to be within fruit. The citrus fruits, such as the oranges, the grapefruits, the lemons, the limes, the pineapples, the kiwi, those are going to be the strongest lymphatic movers, the heaviest detoxifiers, because they're the most astringent. Next, I would probably say watermelon, very alkaline, very astringent, high liquid, high fiber. Then probably the subacid fruit category, which may be like apples, pears, mangoes, etc. And then once you get down into the sweet fruits, such as like dates, bananas, figs, persimmons, then it's probably not going to do much for you in the way of detoxification, although they are very tasty and I do recommend them. And one thing that's important to note is that the body is about 25% blood and about 75% lymph, and then cells. And so most of us have a totally stagnant lymphatic system that is completely backed up all the way from head to toe to a certain degree. And this is where the acids and all the wastes that are manifesting as a form of dis-ease are coming from. And so that's why it's so vitally important to get that lymph moving. But the first thing that you want to prioritize with is making sure the kidneys can filter. That way, when you get the lymph moving, it has a channel of elimination. Some cool things that I like to incorporate while taking the Fab 4 kit are urinating into a cup, so you can see the level of filtration. Once again, going back to there. Another thing to do is enemas, lemon juice enemas. which are also a regular protocol for a Mucusless Diet Healing System practitioner. It's really good for removing the waste and the mucoid plaque within the colon, and it's very complementary to the stomach and bowels formula that helps cleanse the gastrointestinal tract. And then lastly, blood pressure, because your diastolic will represent your kidneys and your systolic will represent your adrenal glands. And so you can also check out another video that I made on that and get a better idea as to why you would be wanting to check your blood pressure while taking the Fab4 formula. I would also incorporate very light exercise, or to the degree that you're comfortable with, to keep the lymphatic system moving. It doesn't move like the blood system or circulatory system. It mainly moves according to muscle contractions. And so, like you would in nature, you would be active and moving throughout the day. So that's essentially what you want to be doing, unless the detox is too much, and then don't be afraid to rest. Some of the herbs that I really enjoy within these formulas, start with the stomach and bowel number 3, are the Cascara sagrada, Cape aloe leaf, slippery elm bark, gentian root, wild yam root, plantain, ginger. And then for the endocrine, eleuthero root, kelp powder, saw palmetto berry, parsley, hoshu root, hoshu woo root, and then astragalus root. For the kidney and bladder, dandelion, which is phenomenal. I really enjoy dandelion tea as well. Parsley, stinging nettles, very high in chlorophyll, high oxygen. And then juniper berry. Another herb that Morse recommends for people with underactive adrenal glands or adrenal fatigue is licorice root in the form of a tea. Let's see, for the lymph system, chaparral herb, poke root, plantain, cleavers, red root, and then once again the citrus fruits, melons. The juicy fruits are really going to help move the lymphatic system. They take very little nerve energy, very little energy at all to process for the body, and they're great astringents, great movers. And then for the kidneys and bladder formula, I already went over that. All right. What else is there to say? If you guys would like some more information on the Fab4 formula or any of the Dr. Robert Morse botanicals, please shoot me an email at dlb949msn.com. You can find me on Facebook, Doug's Holistic Health Services. And I want to show you how to take the tinctures. So it will say on the back here, actually might be a little too difficult to say, 1 dropper full. Now most people have a difficult time getting a whole dropper. As you can see, when you squeeze it, you only get about that much in there. So what you want to do is you want to go down, and then you want to kick it back, squeeze it again, and then pull it up into there. And I can even do it better with 2 hands, but usually a couple times we'll get a full dropper full. And so once again, you squeeze it, pull it up, kick it back, let it drain back, and then you squeeze it again. Yeah, there's a little bit better. Cool. Right on. I know a lot of people have issues with that. That's a little trick I learned. And then for the capsules, you can also get capsules in other formulas as well. You can take those capsules if you don't want to eat the veggie capsule and put it into like a small glass of water and drink it straight rather than consuming the veggie capsules. I prefer doing that, or honestly, just dumping it out onto like a little spoon and eating it. But you might not be ready for that yet. Let me know if you guys have any questions or if there are any other particular videos that you would like me to make. And like I said, my information will be up if you want to get a hold of me. Happy healing, guys. Take care.